Greetings, everybody. Yep. Finally a showcase. I did one for Deathmaster, didn't I? I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. So, welcome to the Hermit Showcase. It's been a while since I did one of these, so we're going to go in depth on this new healer class, the Hermit, which combines the abilities of a priest and a ranger, both of which you have to get to, I believe, level 100 plus and accomplish their class quests in order to unlock the quest line for this. What I'm currently wearing is the Hermit outfit. It's dyeable, of course. I might dye it red myself later. I'm also using the Hermit pose. This is the pose that you get for a Hermit. It's called Seclusion. Now, Hermits are a healer vocation, that's again, that combines the abilities of Priest and Ranger. They get the usual healer staples: War Heal, Squelch, Kazing. They also get multi-heal. Better to show you here. You get the heal over times, which I rarely use anyway. But they do get Kazing. They do get multi-heal. They do get the Remore heal, which is better. You also get Kabuff Thunk. Very helpful if you gotta put weight on your frontliners that isn't a paladin. Squelch. Basic priest stuff. As for their skills, they get the use of bow, just like the rangers, boomerang, also ranger, wands, priest, fans. I don't even think priests can use fans, can they? The usual fisticuffs and shields, and then of course their trait, the mysticism. I honestly see most hermits using wands and boomerangs, but if you happen to be a super white mage fan who in quite a few Final Fantasy games have used bows along with their healing magic, like Rosa from Final Fantasy IV, then have at it. Be a hermit. They get reduced charge time and a few other abilities with it. I think bows give magical mending as well. I haven't used a bow in a while. I'll have to look at their stats. But boomerangs, fans, and wands all give magical mending. Wands giving the most, while boomerangs seem to come in second. Just keep in mind, if you are using a bow, that means you will not be able to use a shield, which as a healer, it's really nice to have a shield for all the extra defenses it gives you, as well as the enhancement defenses like fire immunity, spell block, breath, stuff like that. Let's take a look at the skills. So the one you start out with is Triumulate. Recovers 3x if HP falls below half. So if your HP goes below half, this will heal you back to full. It uses 2 spirit energy. More on that later. Spirits Within. Accumulate spirit energy up to 3 stages. Your typical mending and max MP stuff. Bated Breath, which boosts defense and breath resistance. I'm not sure if it boosts defense twice, such as using Kabuff twice. It works on the entire party. But it uses 1 spirit energy to do it. As well as, again, giving breath resistance, similar to what rangers can do. You do get a lot of deafness as a hermit, similar to ranger. So it's also built into your boomerang, so if you wanted to, you could build into crits and get quite a good crit rate. Nice and useful for when dealing with metal slimes or enemies that have high defense. You get the standard care prayer. This is a staple. You honestly will want this. You want your healing to do a lot more than what your magical mending is going for. More on that later. Healing Way. Nearby allies' HP gradually heals. Similar to like the Sage's Miracle Rain. I think Ranger's got something similar to that too. That's why Hermits have it. This is one spirit energy, of course. Cross Shock, which is an offensive ability, which lightning blades attack twice and reduces thunder resistance. I think there's one or two other vocations that uses electric attacks, so that would help them out. You don't get any direct lightning attacks yourself, like Zap, obviously, since Zap belongs to the hero class. You got your Beast Blessing, avoid death if HP is 2 or more, similar to what the priests have. Of course, it uses spirit energy, while priests can just do it whenever. Mastercaster on Revival. You know, the normal chancy stuff. Honestly, I would switch those out for something else if you can. Spirit Energy Charge Shine, which is important, damage taken. So look at that. So, attributes. Now, I've noticed that Hermits don't get as much magical mending as other hero vocations do. Yeah, that's pretty wild. See, they get a base 162 magical mending. And due to the skills, seeds and such, they get about around 210, 220 magical mending. My Guardian, which is basically Paladin, gets about 290 magical mending himself. It's just he can't use, unless he's using like a spear, he can't really heal as well as a Hermit, obviously. My Guardian's more heals for like maybe 400 without Care Prayer, while the Hermit's is about 480, 500 without Care Prayer. So, Hermits get less magical mending compared to other hero classes. Sages get more, Priests get more, Deathmaster, aka Necromancer, I know they get more. Minstrel and Superstar, I'm not sure, I'd have to look at them again. So, they're kind of like below average when it comes to magical mending, despite being a healer class. Which is okay, because you have access to weapons that gives magical mending. You're just going to have to probably keep Care Prayer up at all times if you want your more heal to be able to fully heal somebody. You know, at the very least, heal them for like 800 or 900 HP, which is about as much as what most players will have. Most players nowadays have between 950, anywhere from as low as like 880 to maybe 1,050. Hermits seem to have less HP compared to Priests too, but they do have a little bit more MP. Could get more HP through orbs if I wanted to. Definitely gotta find the rest of those life seeds. So, why use a Hermit over all the other healer classes, especially Priests? Well, again, Hermits have access to some Ranger abilities, so they can do breath immunity stuff. Alright, Rangers are obviously still a little better in that regard. Hermits do get access to Revel Slicer, which is a powerful move to lower defenses and such that many people tend to use. Of course, Sages can do that too. You'll often see a Sage switch between a staff and a boomerang just to apply a Revel Slicer and go back to their staff and start nuking. Hermits don't get Destructive Wave like Sages. To be honest with you guys, especially with the Spirit Accumulation ability, I mean, Hermits are still a pretty good healer. Like, they are a good alternative to Priest. It's just that they require more thought, and you're going to have to keep that Care Prayer up if you want to be able to fully heal someone. Now, they do get a skill that lets them fully heal, do an actual full heal, since if you notice, they don't have full heal spell like Priests do. They actually get a skill for that. I took that skill out and replaced it with something else because it is on a charge timer. So it makes it kind of useless, to be honest. I'm not sure what the devs were thinking when they made this class. But unlike the priest, it can actually do some damage. And again, it has access to Rebel Slicer and boomerangs, as well as fans and bows, if you prefer to use those. Obviously, so you get all this stuff here. Wands help you restore MP after battle. They give you the usual Spirit Zone, 240 MP over wide range, Magical Mending, you got their Hop Stick, Cheerleader, Rapid Stick, which lets you cast faster for a while, that's important. Also provides all this Magical Mending and spellcasting speed when wielding. So, you basically want to stay on Wands, okay, to heal, and just switch over to Boomerang just to apply Rebel Slicer, similar to what Sages do. Now again, unlike Sages, yeah, they do get some buffs, like Ka buff, Insulatel, so breath resistances, they can buff defense, buff breath resistance, so they are good for that. And of course, they get the spells to remove these stats here, but honestly, most players are going to have immunity to these stats anyway. Less so on poison, but... But the fizzle is also useful in case, you know, an ally like this gets sealed at all. But again, a lot of players will have the seal immunity built into their armor. So about spirits. Yes, you will have spirit energy. Spirit energy reaccumulates as you commit actions. You will get spirit energy as you perform actions such as healing, buffing, doing whatever, or attacking. You need that spirit energy to be able to use your spirit abilities. Obviously, the useful one being Triumulate and Bated Breath. You do get Spirits Within every 75 seconds to bring you back to your max 3 spirit points. Since bows reduce charge time, that would actually work for your skills as well, so that's one benefit to using bows over using any of these other weapons along with a shield. Is that it will reduce this to 65 seconds. And if, of course, if you have like pieces of equipment that can also reduce charge time, that helps too. Now, the specials are actually really good. So, you get Spiritual Surge, which is a lightning strike. If your pep is up, you probably want to use your cross-shock attack, which will lower their thunder res, and then use your spiritual surge so you get the maximum power out of it. Spirit Walk, which has a 1/22 charge time, is a big one. This will heal and revive nearby allies, and you will be invincible. But it does something else. It puts a aura around you. While that aura is active, I believe it will heal and revive anybody that's inside of it. So you just walk around, and if anybody's dead, it should revive them, so long as that aura is up. Now, in the end, again, Hermit is a different flavor of healer. It can do a lot of the same things Priest does. It just doesn't have as much immunity to death, or getting one shot, that Priest has. And Priest can access one of them at any time and another one on a charge timer and apply them to others. You can apply them to others too on Hermit, but again, it requires spirit power. So you have to basically think while using this class. But again, this class, I think, is made for the Priest players who really just wants an alternative. To make them useful, still be able to do most of their Priest stuff, but also be able to do other things, as well as contribute to damage in some way. And basically, you could do that with Revel Slicer, but you could possibly also do it with bows if you wanted to. Currently, I'm equipped with a boomerang and a bow. Typically, you'll just want to start out with your wand, so you can cast your buffs and such quickly, and then switch over to boomerang to apply Revel Slicer once that ability is up. Alright, let's go take a whack at this, and hopefully the special comes up. Oh, it already did. I'll fuck it up, though. Look like a buff. Native breath. Myself. It's going to take much more damage from everybody. Thankfully I had that ability up. Works on everybody, so if they fall below half, they recover fully. That is Hermit. Alright, so to recap, Hermit is the new master class using abilities from Priest and Ranger. And I probably said this in previous videos, but Hermit is literally Western Druid. It is Druid. I don't know why they call the other Druid its name, since it's more of an Omnio Mage, but this is literally Druid. Your healing abilities are based off nature. You have access to bows, boomerangs, wands, and of course shields. And of course, yeah, fans too. I see most druids are probably going to be, well, hermits are probably going to be using boomerangs and wands, but I wouldn't be surprised if I see them using bows too. They're capable of self-reviving through that ability I've shown. They can kazing, they can multi-heal. They can fully heal a character so long as they have care per up, utilizing more heal. But otherwise, especially if you're like the sole healer, me, I have Clank who can multi-heal, and the Death Priest who can also multi-heal and heal everybody, as well as her pet that can heal as well. So that's a lot of healing to go around. That's why I couldn't show off much healing myself. But if you are going to heal, well, you are pretty much going to heal as this class, because it's either going to be, you're either taking a Hermit or you're taking a Priest. So if you're taking a Hermit, you need to make sure you have that care per up at all times. But in summary, Hermits are a Priest/Ranger combination vocation that can apply its defensive buffs for breath and physical resistance, overtime heals, massive revivals through specials, and very important, can apply Revel Slicer for great damage taken by enemies that are applied to. They can do some decent damage to themselves with boomerangs, but they can possibly also do it with bows and fans as well. The magical bending is lower compared to other healing classes, even by Guardian, but you can make up for it with equipment, master orb effects, and use of care prayer. In the end, it's a more versatile healing vocation compared to Priest, obviously, but sorry. In the end, I think I might like Sage more. I know Sage doesn't get the ailment heals and some of the stuff that Priest and Hermit has, but Sages do have that additional firepower, and they get Revel Slicer as well. So, if you're basically more on the healing side and want a little bit more offense, then okay, because here's how I look at it. Priest is complete healing, full healing support, no damage, period. Even the spear, you don't even see, I never seen a priest with a spear. Deathmaster is for somebody that wants to have versatility and some decent attacking magic, similar to mages, but also have pets. So be a Deathmaster if you like pets, but you can also manage to micromanage your pets, summoning, and all the abilities Death Priests have, aka Necromancer. Sage is for those who want both good healing and good firepower, and it's more simple to use. Obviously, though, you're going to be reliant on using your spell circles while doing your nuking. And of course, you have to switch over to your boomerang for Revel Slicer now and then, but Sages also get Destructive Wave, which takes out enemy buffs. That's the main advantage they have. Or you can go with Hermit, that is more on the healing side, like a Priest, but has at least some capability of damage. And it can also make you very resistant to basically breath attacks. And of course, you also get, you know, much easier to apply defense if you don't want to use your buff. You can use the other ability, which I think does 2 stages and lasts longer. So you can just throw that up whenever. Plus the healing rain and the ability to have everybody recover their health if it goes below half, that's honestly very useful as well. Otherwise, it's a good vocation. I can't wait to see what they're going to come up with next. But that is Hermit, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will see you in the next one.